So with me is John Beadel, who's the president of Associated Printing Productions. Tell me a little bit about the company.
Associated Printing, we are a sheet fed offset printing company, offset and digital, located down here in Miami Lakes, Florida. And we've been around since 1991. Presses 40-inch, offset 40-inch, 28, 17, wide format, packaging, and digital.
So you've been in business for quite a while. You sounds like you have a pretty good size operation. What do you do for your management? Do you have a management information system, MIS system, or ERP system?
We do. We have used, right now we're using Twist. We have upgraded the Twist, and I say upgraded because that's what it was. Previously we'd used Pace and used it for our workflow, our scheduling, and things like that, our job tickets. But we upgraded really back at just before the end of the year to Twist.
And what was what drove you to move to Twist?
Well, I mean, we had gone through Hagen Monarch. We'd gone through ePace. We'd already bought those, spent a lot of money. The implementations were nightmares, and it just seemed like a lot of trouble. And it was drastically affecting us. After probably 9 months or so, we came to the realization that we had to abandon that. We went back to the original Pace, which was a DOS-based program, but an amazing program, still is, very intuitive, very intelligent. But we couldn't upgrade. We couldn't even upgrade our computers because we were still operating Pace, in a DOS-based program. Well, you can't get past Windows XP after that.
Right.
So that really, I think I stayed with it. I don't know. It was just that good and so comfortable. But I just realized we've got to do something, and thankfully we did choose Twist before this whole COVID virus thing happened, thankfully.
And what was it about Twist that initially caught your attention or your interest?
I'll tell you, the guys who created Twist, they had met with me years ago when they were here from Chile. They're two brothers. They have a printing company. They are live down there. They actually run a print shop. Who better to create software, than an actual printer? And when they were here more they were here on vacation. They just wanted to see what a printing company in the United States looked like. I let them come in. We just kind of connected, and they'd shown me this software that they were using on their phones. They could see, productivity. They could see the speeds of the presses and stuff. And I'm like, that's amazing. That's good Lord. So we just talked about it, and we didn't get any deeper than that. But it was just more of a nice visit. And then years later, they called me back and said, "Hey, we'd like to come talk to you." And it just so happened at that time is when we were starting to really start looking for, we have to change this out. And by the time they came back, the advancements that they had in their system were just phenomenal. So just because of the bond that we had created in that first visit and everything in our communications after that, we tested it. We tested theirs. We were testing several products. We just found that theirs was much more in line with our operation, very intuitive, didn't need to have problems with workarounds, because guess what? I'm talking directly to the people who are developing the software, the owners. They have printing companies. They know that, okay, you need to have these folding options in there or these other things. And it really was like, this is an easy decision. And so I basically had them working with our vice president, who's also the head estimator, for probably 9 months in development and getting it ready to bring to the United States.
So I know that, and because you worked with them in development, perhaps that affected the timeline a bit, but one of the things I hear on a regular basis about implementing an MIS system is it's it's painful. It's like root canal. And
It is.
and the fact that you actually went through it 3 or 4 times is just
Right.
boggles the mind. But how long do you think it really would or it took once you got it?
Once we took it out of the development phase and we said, okay, let's launch, let's start. Okay. Basically, and we just started with 1 or 2 tickets. Okay, let's just try and get it to go through the system and stuff like that. I would tell you, getting people trained, implementation, all that. I don't even know if we went past 3 months. I mean, whereas Hagen Monarch it was like a lifetime, and it never did stop. You could never fix it. You always had workarounds. Oh, let's do this. But when we would see something, okay, so when you take it through the different departments, it's one thing to go through estimate, but then you create the job ticket, and then you go through production, and then you go through. And I said, what we found, we would find things, something here that should be posted over here. You let them know these guys are on it. They are fantastic. I mean, to work with.
What would you say is there any one or a couple of features of Twist that just stand right out over all the other kinds of systems you were using in the past?
Sometimes I feel like a dinosaur when I look at what we were doing before versus now. But the modernization, the integration with communications to clients and things like this, I've been told these things before by other software people. Never really felt that they were effective. Theirs is just much more, it's user-friendly. It's straightforward. It just works and works great. It just seems like every time we ever went through these other procedures, you're always running into roadblocks. Not Twist. They were here, but when you go into like implementation, they're active. They're actively involved. They're here getting your information. They upload it into their system. To get it up, and then you start doing tests, and they're working with you. I said they're great partners.
That's great. John, thank you very much. Appreciate it.